Morning, everyone, and welcome back to another Chatting with Wisdom. So, I am Geegado Megwan, which means Talking Feather Woman, and I am your host for Chatting with Wisdom. And we are coming back with another gratitude challenge statement. So, I am, or not, I guess it's not a statement. I guess it is kind of a statement, but our daily prompt. So, if you have not yet signed up for the gratitude challenge, I invite you to do so. The link is somewhere in the description of wherever that you are listening or watching this. And for those of you who are catching me live, I am excited that you are here. And so today is the first day back from the holiday. So I take the Friday and the Monday off of the holiday. And I was talking with my children yesterday, and we were having our Easter dinner yesterday. And we were talking about the fact that Monday is a holiday for me, and that and this comes from my following patterns of being in the health and wellness field. And so one of the things that would happen is that because Sunday is Easter, and then so we would take Monday off. And so kids are out of school on Monday as well. So generally my holidays are like if the kids are off, other than like PD days, obviously. But that's generally the calendar that I follow in terms of whether or not I'm off. And I got water underneath my watch and it's driving me crazy. And so I'm going to rub it off while I'm talking. And so that's one of the things that's really, that really leads into this whole conversation of the title for today. So the title for today's prompt is reflecting on living authentically. And so one of the things that I've learned to do, because it took me a really long time, is that there were all these rules around having to go live and how to be able to do that, and what are people going to say, and what are people going to think, and needing to make sure that everything is scripted. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that nothing that I do is scripted typically. The odd time I do. Sometimes I will have something that's scripted. But for the most part, things are completely unscripted, and however it is that I show up is exactly how it is that I show up. And so, taking off my watch and cleaning off the water that's bugging me underneath it is definitely one of those things that I do. And so, and that is something that is really important for us to be able to do. So, like, if we were um, in a different setting, in a different atmosphere, I may or may not be a little bit more outgoing or quiet, or it all depends on what it is that is going on. And that has to do with my nerves, has nothing to do with whether or not I should be doing something in a particular way. If I'm feeling comfortable, then I'm definitely going to be me. And I think that a lot of us do that. And so, just really important for us to be able to remember that it is important for us to do what we need to do. And so, when I am in a group coaching session, for example, then I'm showing up the way that I would normally show up. So, I'm asking whatever questions, I'm doing whatever it is that it takes that way. And so, just really important for us to remember that we have these societal rules. And I'm not saying going out and breaking the law. So I'm not saying, like, don't live up to these expectations of what the lawmakers have made. If you're going to break the law, there's going to be consequences to that. And that is a choice that you get to make. And so I'm not saying going out and doing those kinds of things, but just really thinking about, like, whose expectations are we living up to. And these are conversations that I have with my group members all the time, is um, really being true to ourselves. And so we have these expectations that we've put into practice, either from growing up, the way that we were taught that we had to do things, or that we had to say things, or that we needed to respond to things. And so it's about whose expectation is it that we are living up to. And I'm not saying going all radical on everybody and everything and not having any consideration for anyone, but really being able to tap into, like, what is important for me, and being able to know that these are my own true feelings and what it is that I have going on. And so, for example, I have somebody who is really struggling with um, being able to deal with some health issues that are going on with a family member, and but not talking about it is because I need to be strong, because like those are the expectations that they have been put into. And it doesn't mean that they're not strong. Not being able to talk about our feelings and not being able to share what it is that's going on doesn't mean that we're not strong, but it allows other people to know where we are and what it is that's going on, and allows us to be able to have those feelings. And being able to set boundaries that work for us is also really important. So if that is something that we need to be doing, and we need to do more of, because we don't do enough of it, of being able to set those limits. And if you are already at that stage and you have your limitations and you have your boundaries, and they don't fluctuate for you, then yay, you are on to success. But for most of us, that's not the case. We set our boundaries, we set our limits, and then slowly people start to like pull them down because we don't reinforce them. And so just really important for us to be able to figure out like what's going to be going on for us, and being able to understand what it is that's happening. And so the question or the prompt for today, and I kind of led into it with the conversation that I just had, but whose expectations are you living up to? Do you keep your true feelings to yourself? Do you know and understand your true feelings? And so the answer to those questions for me is, whose expectations am I living up to? And I am learning to live up to my own expectations, the things that are important for me, and doing the things that that mean something to me. At the same time, I also struggle with having to contend with other people's expectations, and that do not coincide or do not fit with my own. And so it's really important for me to be able to be true to my feelings. And so that's the second part of the prompt is, do you keep true to your feelings, to yourself? And I don't typically keep my feelings to myself. Typically, I will be very overt in terms of how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. And sometimes people don't like that. But that's not my concern. And so I try really, really hard to be that, to be able to share what it is that I'm feeling and thinking. And so, do you know and understand your true feelings? And I think that I have learned to do that very well. Sometimes, do I know exactly where it is that it's coming from? No, maybe not. And so then I need to do some exploration and figure out where that's coming from. But the only way that we're going to be able to do that is by really tapping into and learning who we are and being true to who we are. So that's my 2 cents for today. And so I'd love to be able to hear your 2 cents and what it is that you feel, think, and let me know whose expectations is it that you're living up to. So there's a lot of different places for you to be able to join in the conversation. There's the comment section inside the members portal. So if you've signed up for the conference or for the challenge, there is a members portal that has like all of the daily prompts and the replay videos and replay audios and some other resources that are coming forward and or that are happening during the month. And so definitely there to be able to share, as well as our Telegram group, which is our community. We also have a Facebook group that you can share in as well. So just love to be able to have these conversations, as well as there is a blog post for each day that actually has opportunity for you to be able to comment in there as well. So anyway, I will chat with all of you guys later. I am getting ready to go for my walk for the first time in a while. And I think we actually are having spring. So yay! It is April 11th, and I think we're on the mend to having spring. And I think we might be done with winter. Yay! No more snow. Cross my fingers. Knock on wood. So anyway, I will chat with all of you guys later. Have a blessed day.